Northern Nigeria faces a substantial health worker shortage which impedes the ability of state ministries of health and its agencies to respond to high maternal and child mortality. Nigeria's maternal mortality rate ranks among the highest in the world at 576 deaths per 100,000 live births, and the rate has not significantly changed since 2008. The proportion of births with skilled birth attendants has shown little improvement from 38.1% in 2013 to 43% in 2016, and facility-based deliveries has not improved either at 37.5% NHDS 2013. The proportion of mothers who received postnatal checkup in 2013 was 40%, down to 37.1% in 2016. MICS. The major causes of childhood mortality include malaria, pneumonia, diarrhea, and vaccine-preventable diseases, all complicated by malnutrition. At the current mortality levels, 1 in every 15 Nigerian child die in their first year of life, and 1 in every 8 do not survive their 5th birthday, according to NDHS 2013. Maternal death is one of the major causes of mortality among pregnant women in sub-Saharan Africa, especially in northern Nigeria, that only 10 to 15% of deliveries are attended to by trained health personnel compared to 75% in southern regions of the country. The poor maternal outcome in the northern Nigeria may not be unrelated to low utilization of or total neglect of maternal health care services, lack of female health workers at antenatal centers, absence of rigorous sensitization, poor health facility, and lack of accessible roads, among other factors. Thus, this worrisome situation prompted the Women for Health, a foreign Commonwealth and Development Office (FCDO) United Kingdom aid-funded program, formerly called DFID, to intervene so as to mitigate the severe shortage of female health workers in the rural communities of northern Nigeria by training qualified indigenous midwives. Before the commencement of the activity implementation in Yobe, the program met the state in their need of support. In 2012, the state does not have a school of midwifery. The School of Nursing is in partial accreditation. There are very few tutors compared to students' number, inadequate learning and teaching equipment, poor quality of teaching, and no e-learning system in both colleges of nursing and midwifery, Damaturu, and College of Health Science and Technology, Nguru. This is invariably achieved through mass but careful recruitment of young women in the rural areas of the regions through the Foundation Year Program (FYP) initiative, construction of blocks of classrooms in health institutions, as well as provision of relevant required equipment by the FCDO United Kingdom aid-funded program. The FYP is a one-year program introduced to prepare applicants who could not get the minimum of 5 credits to qualify in their school certificates for the midwife studies. In this program, tuition fees, uniforms, feeding, accommodation, and other reading materials are shouldered by the Women for Health throughout the period of the studies. Young females in various communities were the target of the FYP, with the aim of training and sending them back to their communities as health workers on completion.
One of our things, the program sat down and designed programs and initiatives to address the issues of how to address maternal mortality, centering on how to increase the number of skilled birth attendants. So in essence, what I'm trying to say is one of the main goals or the objectives or the aim of the Women for Health program is to support the states to increase the number of female health workers, and especially work with the state government to ensure that those girls that are trained as midwives, female nurses too, are posted or deployed back to their local governments or back to their communities, because that is where maternal mortality happens.
Especially in the rural area, they come to realize that women are not accessing health facility, and the reason is because most of this health facility in the rural area is being managed by a male health worker. And religiously here, not all men would allow women to attend, to go to the facility to be attended by a male health worker. As a result of that, when Women for Health came into intervention, especially across the 6 states or 5 states we have in Nigeria, Yobe is one of it. We supported the state government to address issue of human resource for health, specifically in addressing female health worker by increasing the number of female health workers produced in the health training institution, graduate and posted to rural health facility to work.
The program, which began in November 2012 and ended in October 2020, had operated in 5 northern states of Yobe, Katsina, Jigawa, Zamfara, Kano, and extended to Borno State in 2018. This effort led to the training of good number of midwives, nurses, community midwives, community health extension workers, CHUs, and junior community health extension workers, JCHUs, who had benefited from the support of Women for Health program within the aforementioned period. At the College of Nursing and Midwifery, Damaturu, where a larger number of the midwives were trained, administrative blocks accommodating all staff, staff quarters, lecture theatre and information communication technology center have been constructed and fully equipped with computers for e-learning powered with solar system.
In terms of infrastructural intervention, before Women for Health, when we look at the hostels, the classrooms, the offices for the staff have greatly improved. Before, the hostel for the females, we have only 3. Now we are having 5. Classes have increased. And then the number of staff offices also can accommodate. No other staff can sit under the shade to say there is no offices for the staff accommodation. So for the capacity building, I can look at it, all cranny and corners within the college institution. Women for Health will dig down into it to ensure that each and every staff have received attention. For instance, on the side of the teachers, they have improved the capacity for the teachers to ensure that they have improved the quality of teaching to the students as well as the learning environment. And then for the non-academic staff, they have improved the capacity, for instance, like the accounting. They ensure that all our records for finances, issues of misappropriation is no longer there. They have improved their capacity. And then also, when we look at it, we said the issue of accreditation. If we cast back our mind, this institution was established since 1993, barely almost 2 decades. The institution was on provisional accreditation, meaning that it's not on full accreditation. So Women for Health, as they came into the institution, they try to see that accreditation is being improved to full status and then being sustained.
Other facilities provided through the Foundation Year program include construction of demonstration room fully equipped with kits for students' practicals. Crèche was also constructed where lactating trainees could breastfeed their babies during break hours.
With the coming of Women for Health, they take all the responsibilities. The school was accredited fully, and they brought a program which is called Foundation Year Program, which we used to call it in short FYP.
The Women for Health program has equally upgraded School of Health Technology Nguru to College of Health Science and Technology, where a number of structures such as library complex was built and fully equipped with medical textbooks, journals and magazines for research. Good number of classroom complexes, construction of e-learning complex, supply of computers and other e-learning facilities were solely done courtesy of Women for Health.
the number of students, the intake of the students has also increased by coming of the Women for Health. Before, we don't have rural students. Mostly we admit urban students, not rural students. But when the Women for Health come, they emphasize that rural students, rural women or rural girls has to be must be admitted and then have this training on the health. Then after the completion of the training, they should or they must be given employment for them to go back to their rural and then work there.
For us to transit from school to college, it means a lot of things. It means we need staff, and we have them. We need equipments, we have them. We need facilities like classrooms, laboratories, ICT centers, whatever. A lot of them. So with this, I can say the mother of the impact is the transition.
Since 2013, 6 cohorts of students have now gone through the 1-year foundation year program, and a total of 8,782 women have enrolled in professional health training under the Women for Health Support Program across the aforementioned states, with Yobe State inclusive. Subsequent to increase in the number of qualified female health workers, mortality of pregnant women has reduced, while attendance to antenatal services has increased significantly.
We have a lot of problems, as you know, in Yobe about the problem of death of manpower. So the Women for Health program came in with that particular program to sensitize and create awareness, and not only create awareness, but also train the individual health workers from the rural areas for training. And this has greatly assisted in reducing the problem of maternal and child mortality in the rural areas.
For instance, through the Rural Midwifery Scheme, which was rolled out in collaboration with the Women for Health and the Saving 1 Million Lives program for result, rural midwives were actually engaged and posted to rural areas. That has greatly assisted communities where previously they did not have access to antenatal care services, labor and delivery. They now have midwives that provide those services. Some of the facilities in some of those communities were not able to provide the services because of the absence of the midwives, and that has contributed significantly to the increase in the uptake of antenatal care services, uptake of labor and delivery services, as well as uptake of family planning services. When you look at the data, you will see that there is this consistent increase in the uptake of critical maternal and child health services in the state. And honestly, it is a contribution of the presence of these rural midwives in those communities that actually, so that a huge attribution must be given to that.
Since the first FYP students began completing their professional studies in 2017, a total of 423 students have so far graduated, in which 72% have been deployed to rural communities and are doing well.
We have seen a lot of achievements with this idea. We have told our people they are now responding. Yes, they are responding. We have seen a great progress. Our rural women are now aware they are coming to the health clinic or hospital for delivery.
In its quest to take ownership and sustain the program as Women for Health winds up, the Yobe State House of Assembly passed a law in 2020 committing the state government to continue with the program by making sure it is not dashed away. The law stipulates that one female from each of the 178 political wards of the state should be enrolled into the FYP annually.
They have been able to sensitize the state government to create a law which has now been passed by the State House Assembly to be assented shortly by His Excellency, especially for the foundation year program. The law, once established and once assented by His Excellency, that law will now outlive even the period to which the Women Health was established. It will become a permanent body that will greatly assist in establishing, in promoting health services in the rural areas.
Comprehensive health centers Mamudo in Potescom local government area and Nglewa in Unguru local government area and Sunamari in Unisari are few among health centers that have benefited from the Women for Health FYP midwife graduates.
Before the advent of the Women for Health organization in Yobe State has been faced with serious human resource challenge, particularly skilled birth attendants. Not until when they started supporting the recruitment, the engagement of skilled birth attendants, that is midwives and community midwives, we eventually have at least 1 or 2 midwives in almost all the primary healthcare facilities in Yobe State. Now that Women for Health is about to wind up, we know they have significantly had an impact onto the government, particularly when it comes to human resource for health, but we still have gap because it is not fair for a facility to have only 1 or 2 midwives. Whenever there are cases, whenever there are a lot of cases that are coming to the facilities, these 2 persons will be overwhelmed, and eventually they cannot handle some of the rowdy number of clients and patients that are coming to our health facilities.
Usaina Inuwa and Hawa Audu Mamudu, who benefited from the FYP trainings, are now some of the trained midwives at different health facilities located in various health centers in rural communities of the state. They confirmed how the program supported them to begin and complete their studies, acknowledging that their presence at the communities has increased number of women attending healthcare services.
Among the first graduate of FYP students in the College of Nursing and Midwifery, Damaturu, and I'm in Unguru local government area working in Inglewa Health Facility. There is an impact that had in this facility after the FYP started, because before I came to this facility, they will only have about 2 to 3 deliveries per month. But after I came to this facility, we can have about 40 above in a month of deliveries.
When I came to this facility, there is specific people that don't want to come to the facility to attend other services like deliveries and family planning services. But now, the people in the community they realize that there is female house worker that attend school, train school, and became a midwife that will attend them and give them proper services. So before, our deliveries in number is not up to 20 women that get birth in this facility, but now we increase to become 30 up to 40 in a month.
Adiza Muhammad, a mother of 9 who lives in a mud house which is at the point of collapse, says she gave birth for the first time at Nglewa Health Facility in Unguru local government area and was attended by one of the trained FYP midwives.
Ina ta santi in gaya wannan ta tsaya a kaina tunda muka je ma ta karbe ni hannu biyu ta sa min drip din nan tarai ta tsaya a kaina tana ta min addu'a ta min aiki sosai ta kula da ni.
Salamat Abdullahi is the first indigenous midwife in Yusufari community trained by the Women for Health program.
Before, the number of women attending ANC not more than 30 in a month, but now they have increased up to 200 in a month. And also the delivery, before it's not reached up to 12, 15 in a month, but now Alhamdulillah we are getting more than 60, 70 deliveries.
The trained female health workers are treated as queens in most of the communities, as many parents and guardians are now eager to send their daughters to be trained in the same fields.
Wannan asibitin da ita wannan Usaina take aiki a wajensu, kasancewar kafin zuwanta wato mata ba sa zuwa asibiti aihuwa, amma daidai lokacin da aka kawo ta a matsayin ungozoma mata suna zuwa asibiti domin aihuwa a yanzu haka.
I really appreciate what I have seen with the FYP, and I feel better, and I really appreciate what I have seen, what this Usaina is to do in our community.
To appreciate the impact of the FYP program in Yobe State, many attested that with the coming of Women for Health program, attitude of pregnant women has changed in favor of attending ANC, antenatal care, where leaders are now advocating for compulsory childbirth at health facilities.
Muna da NGOs da yawa wanda suke zuwa, kuma kowace wato NGOs in ta zo akwai irin activities da take yi. To amma activities da Women for Health ta kawo na ci gaba kusan ba na raina sauran ba ne, amma gaskiya ayyukan da Women for Health take yi kusan in ce ya fi na shauran. Ta yi wasu su kawo abinci su raba, wasu kuma a kawo duk wata a raba musu kuɗi, duk zai iya karewa. Za ka iya cin abinci ya kare, kuɗi za ka iya kashewa ya kare. Amma ita Women for Health ta inda ta bambanta da shauran organization ɗin shine ita ilimi take karantarwa.
Da in aihuwa ya faru a Mamudo, in aka kawo masu aihuwa a Mamudo, muna shan wahala sosai. Kawo su da aka yi mun samu ci gaba, don sauƙi muka samu sosai, don kowane lokaci in muka je muna samun su, kuma suna zuwa abin da aka neme su a kai suna mana iya ƙoƙarin su.
Akwai iyaye masu sa burin su sa 'ya'yansu masu je su yi wannan karatun. Idan suka yi sakandare suna burin su ci gaba da karatu irin wanda su an ta hawa suka yi.
There is no iota of doubt therefore that the 7 year of Women for Health program in Yobe State has impacted positively on the lives of the citizens and would never be forgotten either by the communities that have benefited from the program, government or the poor whose daughters were sponsored to become midwives in their respective areas.